Super duper doo, how are you? Abs made in the kitchen. Yes, I said that. Abs, are they really made in the kitchen? If you want to have tight, lean, ripped abdominals, does it happen in the kitchen? Does it happen in the gym? Does it happen in a swimming pool? Does it happen on a tennis court? How do you get the body that you want? And I think there's a more important question than that. What do you want your body to look and feel like? If you were in peak physical condition, how would you describe that? And what's really interesting, because I've managed health clubs all over the world, and I've met literally hundreds and thousands of people who have shared their personal goals with me about their body. And very few people say to me, I want to be healthy, or even that I want to be fit and strong. Most people, it's I want to be skinny, I want to have ripped abdominals, I want to have tight butt cheeks, I want to have big muscles, I want to look good. Very few people describe peak physical condition as a human body that, and the four things that I always talk about, which are stack of energy, perform at my best. Yes, I love what I see in the mirror, and I love the way my body feels to touch, and whatever I'm doing is giving me my results. And I use those four for a very specific reason. Because what's the point of having a beautiful body if you've got no energy to enjoy it? Or what's the point of having a ripped abdominals if your brain doesn't work properly and you can't perform at your best, so you can't go and live your life? So I'm going to go back a few steps. Whatever it is that you want for your physical condition, why? Why is it important to you? Why do you want ripped abdominals? Why would you like tight butt cheeks? Why would you like a certain body fat percentage? Why would you like to look a certain way? What's the driving force behind it? Because if you've got a really strong why, is it possible that you're more likely to achieve it? And if the reason why is I want to impress other people, I want to be physically attractive to other people, or I want to love what I see in the mirror, could there be more to it than that? Because there are, and I'm sure that you know this already, but there's a lot of gorgeous bodies, gorgeous physical people who have ripped abdominals and tight butt cheeks, but they're not very healthy, and they're not very fit, and they're not very strong, and they aren't very happy. A lot of people have shared with me, oh, if I just had ripped abdominals or tight butt cheeks, I'd be so much happier. Well, why? What is it about having 6 lines in your abdominals or butt that's hard to touch? Why will that make you happier? And then if that is the goal, I want to look a certain way, does that happen here in the kitchen, or how do we make it happen? How do we get our body into the physical condition that we want it to be in? And does it have anything to do with being healthy, being fit, being strong? Does it have anything to do with my mental toughness, my mental health? Very controversial questions, and there's a lot of information about all of that, of course, and it's all very contradicting. But I would like to keep it really personal. I have called myself a personal exercise coach for a very long time for a reason, because I think that exercise and eating should be very personal. And when you start putting percentages on things, 80% of your abs are made in the kitchen and 20% in the gym, I always like to put this on everything. What if I put 100% into everything that I do? What if I put 100% effort into my exercise, I put 100% effort into my healthy eating plan, that would then give me stack of energy, high performance, a body that I love the way it looks, and I'm getting the results that I want. So what do you want to do? Why do you want to do it? Why is it important to you? And if health, fitness, and strength have anything to do with any of those, what if you added things into your life rather than take them away? Because if you ask most exercise people, how do I get ripped abdominals? They'll probably say 80% of your abs are made in the kitchen. And they'll start cutting things out of your diet. Cut calories, cut fat grams, cut carbohydrate, just cut food in general. Can't have, mustn't have, don't have, shouldn't have these things if you want to have ripped abdominals. There's 2 parts to that. One is, what do you want to eat? How do you want to live for the rest of your life? And do you want to have those ripped abdominals, tight butt cheeks for a short period of time for a photo shoot or a competition? Or do you want to be healthy, fit and strong for the rest of your life? And the reason I ask that question, because I stand here as an old lady. I've been healthy, fit and strong all of my life. I've exercised all of my life. And now as an old lady, and yes, of course, when I was younger, it was very important to have ripped abdominals and tight butt cheeks because I used to wear a bikini and short shorts and all of that stuff. But it's really been very interesting, because the fitter and stronger I get, the healthier I've gotten, the less I've cared about my tight abdominals and tight butt cheeks, and the better all of that has happened. I'm fitter, stronger, healthier, leaner than I've ever been, in better shape than I've ever been, and I'm obviously older than I've ever been. Now, who cares about what Rowie does? But is it possible that if we just focus on a short period of time, that what about tomorrow, after the photo shoot, after the bodybuilding competition, after the hot date, after your wedding? Do you not want to be healthy, fit and strong for the rest of your life? So if you focus on health and you focus on being fit and you focus on being strong, is it possible that a side effect of healthy, fit and strong is that you will have a low body fat percentage, you will have muscles that you can see, you will have a stack of energy so you can do more, so you'll have a fast metabolism so you can eat more. Now, I don't come into the kitchen talking about are my abs made in the kitchen. I love being in the kitchen because I love food and I want to have a body that can eat as much food as I bloody well want. How about you? So I don't want anybody to say can't have, mustn't have, don't have, shouldn't have any of my favourite foods. I certainly don't want anybody telling me that I should eat foods that I don't like. There's just some foods I just don't like and I don't want to eat them. I don't care how healthy they are, I just don't want them in my life because they don't taste good. So there's my, again, very personal question. How do you want to live your life and how do you want to live your life long term? And what if you add things into your life rather than take things out? So I'm going to use this as just some very simple fundamentals to consider. Is it possible that if you get fresh air and sunshine, that you'll be healthier than if you don't? So before you focus on calories, fat grams, abs in the kitchen, how much exercise you should do, could it be a great question to ask, how often do I get fresh air and sunshine? Because all energy comes from the sun, and obviously fresh air is really important to how our circulation works. And a lot of people, and this is just a really interesting observation, so many people that I work with every day now very rarely get outside. They breathe air-conditioned air, hot or cold, all the time. They're so scared of the sun, they don't get out in the sun. So the two things that add massive value to our well-being, fresh air and sunshine, are not part of their life. So there's the thing to add into your life. Do you need to add in more fresh air and more sunshine? Do you need to add in more fluid? Because we often talk about food and exercise, but you can live your whole life without exercise. You can live 3, 4, 5 weeks, some people longer without food, but without fluid, you'll die very quickly. So are you hydrated? Your brain is 90+% depending on who you listen to, water, fluid. Your body's made of fluid. If you're dehydrated, how are you going to feel? If you don't feel good, if you can't function effectively, then how can you do anything else? So could it be a really good idea to consider fresh air, sunshine, fluid? See, they're the basic fundamentals. Then we talk about exercise and food, but what about sleep? That's when you recover, that's when your body regenerates and gets better for tomorrow. Could it be a really great idea to perhaps replace some Netflix or some screen time or some Facebook time or some this going on with some deep sleep? Could it be a good idea to put that device away and sleep really deeply? And there's a big argument about how much sleep you should get, but here's my great question. When was the last time you had a really deep sleep? You went to sleep quickly, you woke up feeling refreshed. It doesn't matter how long that is, whether it's 3 hours, 5 hours or 7 or 10, doesn't matter. As long as you go to sleep fast, you're not tossing and turning because you're stressed, you sleep deeply and you wake up refreshed. So what if you add in fresh air, sunshine, fluid, sleep? And then rather than I can't have, mustn't have, don't have my favourite foods, abs are made in the kitchen, what if you didn't change anything except that you added in the stuff that you think might be missing? So when was the last time you ate real food? And I'm not talking about fanatical organic food or have to spend large amounts of expense on foods that everyone says are superfoods. I'm just talking about if it comes in a packet, a bag, a box, or it's got a barcode or a label on it, perhaps eat less of those and more real food. So rather than taking stuff out, just add some more in and maybe add the fresh real food in before you eat the other stuff. So can you hear there? It's not don't eat food that comes in a bag, a box or a jar or it's got a label on it, but eat it second. So what if you add into your life real food and this is a great definition. It either runs on the ground or grows out of the ground. And it's not processed. Humans haven't screwed around with it. It hasn't got stuff in it that you don't recognise. It doesn't have preservatives and all that stuff. It's just real food. What if you added more real food into your life and you ate that first? So there wasn't as much room left for the stuff that comes in a bag or a box or has a barcode or a label on it. Just something to consider. So you're adding in rather than taking away. So what if for a week or a month or however long it is that you could commit to something rather than taking away? What if you added in? And just as a test and measure, I'm getting fresh air, I'm getting sunshine, I'm sleeping deeply, and I'm eating more real food. Oh, wow, I'm starting to feel good. My head's clearer, or I look in the mirror and I like what I see. Just some things to consider. Then, of course, exercise, which for most people is a swear word. 9 out of 10 people either don't want to exercise, even if they are, or they're not doing the kind of exercise that will give them the result that they want, or they just don't do it and never want to do it. Exercise seems to be a focus on reps and sets and numbers of exercises and numbers of days per week. Why do we do that? Why do we have to fit exercise into a 7-day period? What if, I ask the questions I always do, how often do you want to feel good? And if you exercise so that you can feel good, not to burn fat, not to burn calories, not to have ripped abdominals, but you exercise because you want to feel good. Is it possible that if you feel good, you want to go and do more stuff? So the rest of your life, you can do things faster, you can do things more effectively, you can think more clearly, you can be more creative. And that's where this injection of 10 seconds of high intensity, which I bang on about every single day, that's the phosphate system, and I'll just very quickly cover it as I always do. Your body is designed to keep you alive, to thrive, and to reproduce. That's the biological reason for humans. So if you're under threat, your body will do everything it possibly can to survive. And the fight and flight system is the phosphate energy system, which gives you enough energy to get away from the threat or to fight and kill the threat in 10 seconds. It's 100% effort. So if you put in 100% effort of 10 seconds throughout your day, the neurochemical change in your brain that happens after you overcome a threat for 10 seconds is dopamine, serotonin, endorphins, brain-derived neurotropic factor, things that make you feel good. And if you feel good, is it possible that even when you look in the mirror, you'll love what you see more than if you are angry or depressed or anxious or stressed? Because we look through different eyes, don't we, when we feel bad versus when we feel good. So I'm going to wrap all of that up because for me it's just fundamentals and it's such an easy way to live your life. Get more fresh air, get some sunshine, drink more fluid till you've got clear wee. That's always my, how do I know I'm drinking enough? Well, look at the colour of your tinkle, and if it's really yellow, you need to get some more fluid into your body. And if you're only doing short tinkles, you need to get some more fluid into your body. Pretty basic. Most of the food that you eat either runs on the ground or grows in the ground, and it hasn't been screwed with by humans. Not cutting out anything, just adding in the stuff that might be missing, and then adding into your life, not taking hours out of your life with boring, slow plod jogging exercise, but adding into your life short injections of exercise, and I don't even call it exercise, just short injections of high intense activity at 100% effort that change your brain. But of course it also changes your blood chemistry, it helps you get really fit. It's the ultimate way to get fit because you're exercising, you're moving at 100% effort. Imagine this, imagine a day, think about this, I've had a day where I've got fresh air and sunshine, I've slept really deeply, I've eaten mostly food that either grows in the ground or runs on the ground, and I've injected my body with high intense activity several times throughout the day. Is it possible, that you'll go to sleep quicker and sleep deeper that night? Is it possible that you'll feel good about yourself because you've done some really cool stuff for yourself rather than I can't have, mustn't have, don't have, if I want to have ripped abdominals I have to cut all these things out of my life? And again, I stand before you as a very old lady who's fitter and stronger and healthier than I've ever been. And I just keep adding great things into my life. I add in more sunshine and more fresh air and more activity because I can. Because as I get older, I get fitter and stronger and healthier. And isn't it interesting? Also leaner. Tight abdominals, tight butt cheek, and feel good about myself when I look in the mirror. I'd love that for everybody without all the drama and confrontation and controversy about what you should eat and how you should exercise. What if we keep it simple? If you stick to the basics, you'll never have to go back to the basics. You can be healthy, fit and strong for the rest of your life. Super duper doo, how are you? Living my life to the max, woo!